Hi, my name is Matthew Beck. I'm the creator of TaskBid. This video is to demonstrate an issue with not being able to access Google Spreadsheets inside of the ONCHANGE trigger installed by an add-on, and a specific scenario that I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So there are two ways to get the spreadsheet object when you're inside of a Google Apps script code, using the event source or SpreadsheetApp.getActiveSpreadsheet. And here in my add-on code, you can see where I get an event source is where the error is thrown, and also right here, SpreadsheetApp.getActiveSpreadsheet where the error is thrown. Actually, the error is not thrown at this line of code. The whole system just crashes without throwing any error. So there is a little bit of the architecture of TaskBid. There's actually a system API which does all of the file creations and runs a lot of the software, and an add-on which just calls the TaskBid server, which calls the TaskBid Google API. So let's get started in reproducing this bug. So step one, you'll need to set Google logins for each browser, and you'll need 3 different Google users to reproduce this error. Team administrator, that should be the person who is the default user in your default browser. System user, that should be a secondary Google user in your default browser. And TaskBid is going to need full drive access in order to function properly with this system user account. And then there's the contractor, and the contractor is the Google user that the issue is happening for. So we're going to log into 2 separate browsers because there's actually an open issue tracker right here dealing with 2 Google users logged into the same browser. So we're going to eliminate that from being a possibility of an issue by using the Brave browser for the contractor. And right here we can see in my notes that in the Chrome browser we're going to have 2 Google users logged in, and this is the version of Chrome that I'm using. Here are the users that I have logged in: mattbackondeck@gmail, anyvotingmachine@gmail. In Brave browser, here's the version of Brave that I'm using, and here is the account that we're going to be using for the contractor. And this is the default. Notice that Matthew Beck is the default. mattbackondeck@gmail.com is the default in Chrome. So you will need to set up your Google users in a similar way, where you have the team admin, system user, and then the contractor in a second browser. So using the team admin system user browser, that's this one right here, we're going to go to taskbid.net/beta. Once there, click on join. You should have a modal pop up, and then we're going to log in as the team admin user. So mattbackondeck@gmail.com. There are no minimum security settings on the password right now. I just use a single character to keep my testing easy. You can use whatever you want. The passwords are salted and hashed and never logged anyways. So in a few moments, we'll see the email pop in. And here's the email. And we're going to click on the link to confirm the email address for TaskBid. There we go. Good. We're logged in. So now we click on Get Started. And we're done with step 2. We created the user. So now we need to create a team. So we're going to click on Create Team here. I'll just scroll all the way to the bottom, hit I've read and accept the terms. No worries. There's not going to be any pricing, no billing. This is just all of this is like kind of placeholder object. But we do need to add some dummy data here. So we'll say bill me, ! And email, invoice to, doesn't matter. None of this matters. Phone number, street address, city, state, zip. Zip actually has to look like a zip code, so it needs to be 5 digits. And there we go. Our billing method, and that's called bill me. So I clicked on it to select it, and now we're going to hit next again. We're going to create a team name. We'll call it dummy team. Hit next. And then where are we in the steps? It's pretty self-explanatory, really. I just conclude the steps for clarity. But you click this to expand it, and we don't have any linked Google users. We're going to link a Google user by clicking this button right here. This will open up a new tab. So at this point, select the Google user that you want to use for the team admin. It says good job, we've linked the user. So now we can click on this user here, click the System Google User accordion box to expand it, scroll down, and click on the button to link a system user to your TaskBid account. Now you'll need to select a Google user for a system account. Typically, the users will make a separate special account for the system account since it has higher levels of Google Drive access. This allows TaskBid users to keep their personal data safe. Select the newly linked Google user like you did before and click Next and hit Create Team. It's going to be creating these initial drive files for us. Share initial sheets is the thing that's running right now. And then create initial team drive files. So that's my API is calling this, running this code to create files for the user for the teams. And it is complete. All right, so at this point, we're going to click on team members. We're on step 3, adding a contractor. We're going to click on team members here. It's going to open a new tab for us. We're still in the browser that the default user. How is this the default user? It says that this is the default user. I don't know why it went to this user by default. It should have gone to mattbackondeck@gmail.com. I don't know why I opened it as that. All right, so I already have the TaskBid add-on installed, so all I need to do is click Enable TaskBid. For any TaskBid spreadsheet, you'll need to click Enable TaskBid. And then it'll tell me this message here. You can start using TaskBid. That's good. So everything is working pretty fine and dandy so far. So we'll put in a handle, call him Jimmy, and he's going to be this guy right here, TaskBid.system. Wouldn't let me. TaskBid.system@gmail.com. Okay. And then we should see something pop up down here. That'll be saying that we're going to be on the API method for handle team sheet edit, as you see right here, which also calls this create new user sheets function right here. So this is where the contractor, a new Google spreadsheet here like this, it really creates it the same exact way that it created this spreadsheet. So if the add-on works in this spreadsheet, I'm not sure why the add-on is not working in the contractor spreadsheet, but we're going to see that here in a second. So down in this browser, in Brave, we have this user logged in, TaskBid system, and we're going to click on the link that came in the email, and it should open up Jimmy's task worksheet for Dummy Team. So we just created Jimmy. We're going to click on add-ons, and we're going to click Enable TaskBid. Again, we should get the pop-up. That's happened. That's good. I'll wait for it to pop up. Oh, green box. Close it, and then when I type in here, this should run the. And then we're going to see it pop up over here on sheet change, and then we see failed. So this is the error. This is what's been happening. So I'm going to click on this. We're going to go to stack driver logs. We're going to look at what the log statements look like. I'm going to expand this. So this is the code right here that the error is happening in this function called getSpreadsheet. The very first thing I try to do is this try catch getActiveSpreadsheet, and this throws an error and it gets caught right here. And if that does not get a spreadsheet, if there's no object, we try another thing. We try to get it by event.source. Well, this doesn't even throw an error. This crashes violently and doesn't register any information about why it crashed. So you can see right here, error when calling SpreadsheetApp.getActiveSpreadsheet. It says exception. We're sorry, a server error occurred. Please wait a bit and try again. Not much help there. Okay, so inside here we see getting event source. That's at this point in the code, getting event source. And we'll see this inside if event. We even get there inside if event. But the very next line of code is this right here. Anytime you try to even touch this variable, event.source, the whole system crashes. And there's no explanation. So this is the workaround to try to get a spreadsheet object, and the workaround to get a spreadsheet object isn't working. Neither of these ways are working to get the spreadsheet object, and I absolutely need to get the spreadsheet object in order for the system to work. So right now, I'm unable to continue until this bug gets fixed. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if there's any information I can provide to help out further.